Please give a warm pirate welcome to Gary Cohen.
Dave's been introducing me for 21 years, and I don't think he could have possibly topped that. Thank you, Dave. You're a dear friend and a wonderful broadcaster. Cardinal Tobin, members of the Board of Regents and Trustees, President Pastorini, graduating seniors, and families. I have been incredibly privileged to have had a relationship with Seton Hall University that has stretched into its third decade. I was brought here by Keith Myers and Jeff Fogelson to be the voice of Seton Hall basketball on the radio, and I have relished every moment I have spent in that role. The passion, desire, and dedication of the players, coaches, managers, and staff over the years has been nothing short of inspirational. There have been so many moments of triumph and overcoming of adversity that I've had the great fortune to share. But as I've come to understand the deeper meaning of the Seton Hall experience, I've also had the pleasure of meeting countless students, faculty, alumni, administrators, and clergy. And the feeling of warmth and community that emanates from this place and these people has changed my life forever. It's a great and humbling honor to be here today. You know, I just turned 66 years old last month, and this is the first time in my life I've ever worn a cap and gown. My high school didn't have them, and I missed the opportunity to walk at my college graduation. So this is a new feeling for me, one that gives me great pride. And it's a pride that I hope each one of you shares. You have accomplished something substantial in reaching your graduation. Your families and friends are rightfully here to salute you as you accept your diploma, an enduring symbol of hard work and fulfillment of promise. The path that your generation has taken to this point has not been an easy one, and my generation should never take for granted how much you've had to overcome. You were born in a time of great upheaval in the wake of 9/11. Many of your family members served in the military and were sent to war in Iraq and Afghanistan. These deployments had devastating consequences to many families. As children, many of your families were rocked by the Great Recession, which led to job loss and diminished circumstances for so many of your families at a time when most of you were too young to understand why. And then, just as most of you were finishing high school, the greatest health crisis in a century upended all of our lives in ways that we're still trying to discern. There's no disputing it. Your generation has been dealt a difficult hand. And yet, you have persevered, you have accomplished, you have overcome, and you sit here today as graduates, and you should be immensely proud. Only, here's the thing, your generation's greatest test lies ahead. Unlike the crises you've lived through, this one is existential. The only planet that can sustain human life is headed for calamity, and my generation made it happen. And now it will be up to you and your peers to save this planet and save the human race. And when I say you, I mean each and every one of you, because we're headed for a climate cliff, and it will be up to every one of you to be part of the solution that helps slam on the brakes. Whether that means being the innovator who finds the big answer, the communicator who impresses upon the skeptics that danger is imminent, or just the average person who reduces his carbon footprint to help in a small way. Each of you will be in charge of rescuing the Earth from disaster and keeping the planet livable for your children and grandchildren. And if this seems like a monumental task, it is. But I'm fully confident that young people who have survived wars and financial meltdown and worldwide pandemic will be equal to the task of neutralizing this all-encompassing threat. Because my other observation about those of you about to embark on your path through the real world is that despite the easy notion that many of my peers express that growing up in a time of social media has made you less able to interact with others, I find the opposite to be true. Yours may be the kindest generation yet. The empathy and sense of inclusion that you have grown up with stands often in stark contrast with the vitriol and intolerance that plague some of your elders. You have an ability to see each person as their unique best self. You have an understanding that mean people are only disagreeable because they're in pain. And you have a remarkable ability to help the ones you love past their pain. The lives you are about to begin will not always be easy. Every one of you will fail at some point in your adult lives. You have to not be afraid of that failure, because without failure, there is no success. There's an old saying, it's not how hard you fall, but how high you bounce back up. That's never been truer. Try, fail, fall down, get back up. If you look at the greatest achievers, people you admire, they have all failed because they've made the attempt to capture their dreams. We had a great example of that here at Seton Hall this spring. The men's basketball team had a phenomenal season, surpassing everyone's expectations but their own. They beat the reigning and future national champions and beat them badly. But the committee felt they had not done enough and left them out of the NCAA tournament. It was a hit to the solar plexus, knocked them down to the floor. Several teams this year, in similar circumstances, chose to leave it at that, stay down on the floor, accept defeat. But not the Pirates. Given the choice, they opted to play in the NIT. Given a chance, they bounced back off the floor. And what happened? Given that new life, they played even better. They won 5 straight games and came back to campus with the NIT championship trophy. And that should serve as a great example to all of us. You will get knocked down. Get back up and give them your best. Let me leave you with one final thought. No matter what field you pursue, there will be those who display great confidence with their words, and others who will allow excellence to speak for itself. Remember that approximately 100% of the time, the people who are best at what they do don't need to brag. Go achieve and let the world sing your praises. Thank you, Seton Hall, for making my life richer and happier. And good luck to every graduate. May your wildest dreams come true. Thank you.